Good afternoon, everybody. I think we're ready to go ahead and get started. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon. My name is Mike Caputo. I chair the Government Affairs Group here at McDonald Hopkins, and I'd like to welcome you to our 18th Roundtable, this one focused on government contracting. Joining me on the panel today is Michelle Cantor, Brian Mcpartlin, and George Asimu. Michelle is a member in our Chicago office, where she assists clients in construction and regulatory issues, including federal contracting and procurement, MBE, DBE, WBE, and 8A certifications and appeals. Michelle has also served as Deputy Director for the City of Chicago Department of Construction, where she was internal counsel for 3 years. Brian Mcpartlin is President of Cooper Murphy and is a consultant to McDonald Hopkins. Previously, Brian held a number of roles in the state and federal government, including as Executive Director of the Illinois State Tollway Authority, Senior Advisor to the Great Lakes Regional Administrator at the General Services Administration, and Associate Director of Presidential Advance in the Executive Office of the President during the Clinton administration. George Asimu is an associate in our Cleveland office, where he assists clients in government contracting, labor, and employment matters. Prior to joining McDonald Hopkins, George spent 3 years on Capitol Hill working on the staff of a United States congressman. One of George's primary responsibilities in this role was assisting companies in the congressional district with contracts awarded by the U.S. government. Before we get started, if there's anybody who has any questions at any time, certainly don't hesitate to raise your hand. There are going to be some folks in the room with microphones that will be able to bring the mic to you, allow you to answer your question. This is an open dialogue. There's no set Q&A period, so if you have a question, go ahead and raise your hand, and we will find you and get the microphone for you. Similarly, if there's folks watching on the webcast who have a question, there is an email link on the webcast that you can submit your question to. So just go ahead and write the question out, submit it, and someone will bring it to us, and we'll try to answer it the best that we can. So certainly, open dialogue. Feel free to ask what you'd like, and we'll do our best to answer. We decided to do this roundtable based on an increased level of awareness on the part of a number of our clients and friends who have asked about how they should do business with government entities, whether it's the federal government, state governments, local governments. Much of it was in direct response to the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, which passed earlier this year. And as I'm sure everybody here knows, that is the $787 billion piece of federal legislation that was intended to infuse cash into the economy, in essence, to try and counter a downturn in business-to-business transactions. So that is the increased activity that has occurred at the federal level with respect to procurement, coupled with a number of other activities, has led us to where we are today. So what I'd like to do is begin just by asking the panel what your perception of the stimulus bill has been, and whether or not you can see that it's been working and has satisfied its intended result.
Well, I think I'll start. If anybody's traveled